Hello, everybody. Hope you, ladies and gentlemen, have had a great semester. My name is Lakeisha Smith, and today I am giving my presentation in our business communication, where Dr. Dunn is our professor. The subject that I'll be talking about today is teachers. I am a teacher advocate. Actually, right now, I am in the education field where I am a substitute for a local school district, and I am very passionate about the hard work and dedication that our teachers put into the students' lives. I am also a mother, so my children also are in school. I am also a product of the public communication, so there is a lot of um, interest in the subject and some concerns. And I just want to kind of talk to you guys about some things that not necessarily that I have expertise in, but just how I've witnessed some things with my own eyes, how I've heard personal testimonies, and how not only have I been on the side as a parent or on the side as a volunteer, but also on the other side as far as employment and some things that I've saw where I feel like our teachers deserve more. When I say more, I do not necessarily mean pay, although that is something that I definitely feel like they deserve. But I feel like a lot of incentives, a lot of more funding, and a lot of more appreciation. I feel like a lot of times that our teachers are non-existent or their field is non-existent. It's like, okay, you're a teacher, okay, but I think it's more than that. Um, Last month in April, there was some media coverage that hit the waves out of Oklahoma, Texas, which kind of set the scene for kind of what's been going on. There were some teachers out and they were protesting and kind of trying to reach out to the public and explain their feelings and their frustrations and some things that's going on that a lot of people are not paying attention to because we are busy with politics, we are busy with economics, we are busy with our own lives. So we're not necessarily just per se paying attention to what's right under our nose, our children, our children's education, and the well-being of our children. General teaching from past to present, our teachers have the same responsibility. We have to keep the safety of our children. We have to teach our children. We have to keep a tidy space for our children. We have to report anything that we see that may be unusual for our children, and so forth. So that part pretty much have stayed the same. There are some stricter, I think, restrictions that happened in the past where, if you were married, you were more so vulnerable in the teaching field because if you were had a baby and took off, that was more so considered risky. Where now you have your baby, you take your 6 weeks off and you jump back on board. So, but other than that, things pretty much have stayed the same, but there definitely are a lot of differences. In the present time, and when I'm speaking more so from our public school area where we need more resources, where we need more funding. In some areas, schools do not require a lot of support from the community, require a lot of support from the outside resources because their inside resources are very stable. They're very definite. So there's not a lot of reasoning to ask for help or anything of their nature. But in some school districts, that's not the case. So I'm speaking from a perspective where there's a little help needed. And where the help is needed, things are getting kind of shaky to where we can't get any help. So funding is being cut, and that is requiring our children to get the lack of help that they need, the lack of education that they need. The teachers are getting the lack of support that they need. So when the funding is cut, we're talking about in some states, the days of the week that the children have to go to school or shortened, may have to go to school Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4, 8 to 3, maybe Friday, Saturday, and Sundays off, where that may sound good, but it doesn't sound good to that child that need the extra instruction, that need the extra tutoring, that need the extra help. That put them in a predicament to where, okay, well, they needed help. Now they need more help. So cutting funding hurts our children. Cutting funding hurts our teachers. A lot of times, our teachers are having to go into their own pockets. And what I mean by that, they're having to go into their own pockets to buy things that are the responsibility of the school district, or the responsibility of parents, or the responsibility of whoever supposed to supply those needs besides the teacher. So with the teachers having a limited amount of income and they're having to go out every year and get all these things, that is putting a strain on their pockets. But you got a teacher that have a passion for the field, they're not going to complain, because if you notice, there has not been a lot of media coverage on teachers going out to protest. This just now, as far as my knowledge, and if there's any of you guys that can refresh in my memory or tell me, I don't go too back into history, but if there's anybody that can kind of, I'm always willing to learn, and I'm open to expand my knowledge on things that I'm passionate about. If there is ever a time prior to last month in April when we had the Oklahoma protest, of teachers going out and saying, look, this is what's happening, and we need help. We need you. I'm unsure of it, but April. But even before that protest, our teachers have needed a lot of help. But when you see schools, or when you see things that have to do with school, you mostly see school shootings or some type of disciplinary measure that has happened with a student where they have committed this irate crime. But of course, we know the media, that's their job. But, we very rarely see our teachers get out and complain. And, I'm thankful for that. But then on another note, it's like, okay, teachers, you guys have the right to speak up. You guys have a right to let you guys have the right to let the public know what's happening, what's going on, what's really happening in our school districts and our poor communities. School shootings. Yeah. They are becoming more and more current. They're becoming more and more often. And in the regular job setting where there's no children involved, in the event of a school shooting, 9 times out of 10, the only responsibility that you have is maybe you or maybe the person beside you. But our teachers are having to go in. We have teachers in the classroom with up to, 30, 35 students. And the sound of gunshots not only means that their life is on the line, but 30 to 35 other lives is on the line. So they deserve more. They deserve more support. They deserve more love. They deserve more compassion. They deserve more attention. Our school administrators need to help more. Our parents need to help more. We all have a responsibility in taking part into our child's educations, our niece education, our nephew's educations, our grandkids' educations, our cousin educations. It takes a village. It takes a village. The teachers' salaries are suffering. They are not getting what they deserve. I believe they deserve a lot more. I'm not sure the amount. I don't know anything about the pay scale or anything of that nature, but I think they deserve like an annual raise. I personally work in a school district, and I hear testimonies from teachers all the time, and it's absolutely disturbing how I hear stories of teachers suffering as the same as a fast food restaurant cashier or a Walmart worker or a shoe salesman. But yet we still expect for our teachers to break their backs to do what it takes for our kids to get the education that they need, but they are not getting the support that they need. They're not getting the pay that they deserve. They are not getting the support they deserve. So, all in all, in conclusion, our teachers deserve more. They deserve more. And as long as I have children and as long as I'm in the field, as long as I see what's happening, I will always be a teacher's advocate. I will always support them. I will also always support our children. I will always support our children's education. And it means a lot to me, and it will always mean a lot to me. So, in conclusion, um, I just basically ask for you all just to kind of ponder on this and just to really think about it. I know in our busy lives, you just don't think about it. You just think, okay, well, but in actuality, our teachers deserve more. They deserve more of our attention and they deserve more of our support. Once again, I just want to give a quick reminder that teaching does not stop in the classroom. Teaching is at home. Teaching is in the car. Teaching is anytime that you find yourself spending with a young one, whether you're a mother, whether you're a father, grandmother, grandfather, aunt, uncle, cousin, friend, next door neighbor, it is all our responsibility to help mold the next generation. Thank you, and your positive feedback is muchly appreciated. Have a great summer.